Everyone knows veterans can buy a house with zero down. Here's what almost nobody knows. There's a second zero down loan. No military service required, and if you checked it a few years ago and got told no, that answer has probably changed. Huge parts of Snohomish County qualify, 15 minutes east of the towns everyone's priced out of. I'm Brad Haines, a Washington mortgage loan originator. I work with first-time buyers and credit-challenged files, the buyers other lenders turn away. And this loan, the USDA loan, might be the most underused tool in this entire county. Let me show you why. When people hear USDA loan, they picture farmland. Forget that. The USDA's Guaranteed Home Loan Program covers rural and semi-rural areas, and the government's definition of rural is far more generous than yours. In our county, that means places like Sultan, Arlington, Stanwood, Granite Falls, real towns with real commutes to Everett and the east side, not the middle of nowhere. And in those areas, an eligible buyer can purchase with zero down payment, 100% financing. No down payment saved, no military service, no waiting years to stack cash. Here's the part that proves why you check every single address. Monroe, the town everyone assumes is out there, the city center doesn't qualify anymore. It grew out of the map. But minutes outside city limits, back in. The line literally runs through communities. One side of a road qualifies, the other doesn't. The buyer priced out of Mill Creek doesn't know that 20 minutes east, the entire math changes. Three things about this program that catch people off guard. First, the income limits are higher than you'd ever guess. People hear USDA and assume it's a low-income program. It's not. The limits are set at 115% of the area's median income. Read that again. You can earn 15% above the median for this area and still qualify. And here's why even people who checked got it wrong. If you looked at USDA a few years ago as a two-income household, you probably got told no. And around here, that was usually the right answer. These towns, Sultan, Arlington, Stanwood, Granite Falls, are exactly where young couples and growing families go. And for years, two incomes put most of them over the line. USDA just wasn't a serious option for a married couple in this county. That's changed. The limits have climbed every single year since COVID, significantly. The couple who didn't qualify in 2019 very often does now. The door reopened. Nobody sent the memo. Second, the credit bar is lower than you think. On the channel I work through, USDA loans go down to a 580 credit score when the automated system approves the file. Most lenders won't touch USDA below the mid-600s. Ours does. Zero down, at a credit score most people assume disqualifies them from everything. That combination barely exists anywhere else. Third, collections work the way I've described before. If you've seen my collections video, medical collections aren't required to be paid, and the same threshold logic applies here. The rules that surprised you on FHA carry into this program too. Now the parts nobody mentions, because this program has real teeth. The address decides everything. Eligibility is property by property, down to the map line. One side of a road can qualify and the other side not. So before you fall in love with the listing, the address gets checked. It takes 30 seconds, and I'll do it for any property you're looking at. Household income counts everyone, not just the borrowers. This is USDA's signature catch. If an adult lives in the home and earns income, that income generally counts toward the eligibility limit, even if they're not on the loan. A working parent, an adult roommate, they can push a household over the line. There are also deductions that can pull a borderline household back under it, which is exactly why you don't self-disqualify off a guess. This calculation is genuinely tricky, and it cuts both ways. And it's not free money. Like FHA, the program has a guarantee fee, an upfront piece, and a small annual piece. Zero down doesn't mean zero cost. It means the down payment wall is gone. So if the down payment is the only thing between you and a house, and you're open to the towns just east and north of the corridor, this is worth 10 free minutes. We'll check your income against the real limit, look at where you'd want to live, and see if the map says yes. You might be one address check away from a zero down house. And agents, if you're listing in the eligible towns, check your address on the USDA map before you write the listing. If it qualifies, say so in the marketing. You just opened your listing to every buyer who thought they needed 30 grand saved. Not sure about an address? Send it to me. 30 seconds, no strings.